What is going on, everyone? It's Badger here, or at least his life model decoy. Be sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. So, How to Train Your Dragon. It's a good set of movies. I like them. I know there's animated TV shows and spin-offs, but I like the movies. So I was very excited, and still am, to see the live-action version. But of course, it's modern day, and even though they're adapting something that is a Viking and a fantasy, but still sort of a time period piece, it has to align to modern standards, which we now know the WGA and Disney, which we got a story coming up about. It's not, when we say check boxes, they literally have check boxes, including 3 out of 5. This need to be an underrepresented group, blah, blah, blah. That's a lot to say that don't expect a cast of all white Vikings to still be all white Vikings in modern day adaptations. And that's the case here with How to Train Your Dragon. And let's get into this. Live action How to Train Your Dragon star Nico Parker says remake is its own interpretation, meaning we're going to change a bunch of stuff you're probably not going to like, but it's our own interpretation. Sure. According to one of the film's lead actors, Nico Parker, rather than being a proper retelling of the DreamWorks produced fantasy adventure, the upcoming live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon will instead deliver its own interpretation of its animated source material. It sounds like we're going to do some present day, a little bit of
current days.
I think that's what it is. The daughter of actress Tandy Newton, or however she is saying her name now, and currently set to portray the film's presumably race-swapped, I mean, not presumably, it is very clearly a BIPOC Astrid, who, as we see right here, was originally a blonde, blue-eyed Viking, played by, I would add, American Ferrara, who is a Latina. So if we apply these rules, actually, she shouldn't have been allowed to play her originally in the animated, because she's taking representation from an underrepresented group. I mean, unless you think Scandinavian Vikings are overrepresented, I don't. Very underrepresented. So she has stolen their representation and their story, because as we've also found out now in the WGA, only members of said group are allowed to do stories about said group. I'm a talented writer and I've written a story isn't enough anymore. Now it has to be, I am a member of the group that I wrote about, and only we can tell our story. These are verbatims from emails they have gotten from the WGA. So here it is, her explaining it. And let me, before I get into this, let me say, I'm sure this is a lovely actress. I'm sure she's fine. Here's the issue, though, and we've said this, it does a disservice to everyone now, because now when you see someone who might belong to one of these underrepresented groups or UGs, now you think, did they actually hire her because she's a good actress, or did they have a checkbox they had to, you see what I'm saying? You actually do a disservice to the people you're trying to represent. You throw a little shade of doubt now over anytime you see someone hired. I'm constantly nervous about it, she explained. But to me, there was no reason to not do it. It's being made with such brilliant people, and everyone's so talented, and everyone cares about it so deeply. After I spoke to Dean, the director who made the animated movies, I was just like, how could anyone not want to be involved in it? It's amazing. It's stressful, but I'm very, very excited for it to be finished and out into the world, and everyone can experience. I'm sure here's the thing. Even if it's an amazing movie and it's great, it's more just along the lines of, but why does everything have to be a 50-50? In other words, if I go watch a movie about setting place in Africa, in an African tribe, I don't expect there to be white people in it. Oddly enough, if it's in Africa with the tribe, I expect it to look like people would in Africa in the tribe. I don't want forced diversity or representation. If I'm watching a South Korea drama, I do not expect random ethnicities to start showing up for representation. It's just, it's weird. It's weird. It's
yeah. Weird.
Which, by the way, props for Parker here for at least saying the correct thing when she was asked about the thing she's being hired for, instead of saying like how creepy and outdated it was, like Zegler did, or the Zeg. She at least said very nice things. Again, sure, she's a very nice person, good actress. It's the now, as we see, and you'll see in the story coming up, about Disney's own forced inclusion and diversity. First of all, it's illegal to hire people strictly on their skin color, their race, their gender. That's what we're finding out now, that they are hiring people, even they're obfuscating it, they're hiding it. They are indeed hiring based on skin color, based on sexuality, based on gender. Is not good. It's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. Here, she just goes over it. I think here's the end result. They're saying this is their own thing, and that's fine. But it just goes to the larger point now that this wasn't their choice. They have to. The WGA, they all have these forced DEI requirements. You will see in this later video coming out, you'll see Disney's. And something tells me we will see more and more of these leaked, because the emails to Film Threat about the surveys, the voluntary surveys that are going around. Yeah, this is just the beginning. Again, we said it before, we're going to say it again. 2023 was the year of F around. 2024 is the year of find out. And thank you for joining me here. Please like, share, sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And well,
bye.